Goeiemôre jaar 4 tradisionele taal. Ek het hierso die studiemateriaal vir die Afrikaans tradisionele taal vir jaar 4. Reg, ons begin by begripstoets. These are comprehension test do's and don'ts. The first one, what you must do, you must be understanding is the key. Speed beats odds. Know when to let go. Read avidly from the variety of sources and practice to win the game. Right. That means you must be very careful when you read. Not too fast, not too slow. Right, and sometimes you sit with a question that gives you a problem, then eventually you have to let it go because you still have other questions to do. Right, the don'ts. Don't just read, you must understand. Don't compromise on vocabulary. Let me see that your vocabulary is correct. Don't assume anything. You think you see the answer directly, but meanwhile it's not. You must make sure that you have it correct. Okay, the next one. Don't tip the balance of speed and accuracy. Sometimes if you go too fast, you misread a lot. Right. This one is how do you answer a comprehension test. The first one, that one. Lees deur die stuk, lees al die vrae deur en lees weer deur die stuk. That means you read the piece, you read all the questions and you reread the information that you have. Next one. Underline the answers in the reading piece. And that is while you are reading. Skryf die vraag se nommer by die sin neer wat jy onderstreep het. You write down the number at the correct question. The next one. You answer in full sentences. Kyk hoeveel tel elke vraag en skryf jou antwoord volgens die hoeveelheid neer. A question that counts 1 mark, you're not going to write 6 lines about it. So you must make sure that you see how much the question counts. Alright, last one. You number each question correctly. You make sure that the answers are correct. Moenie haastig wees, don't be too much in a hurry. En lees aan die einde weer jou antwoord hier. At the end you reread your answers. Maybe you missed something. Okay, go forward. This one is how to approach your comprehension test. Okay, first one. You must think about time. Reading with pacing and focus. Not so fast that you don't do a lot of reading. But not slow that you can't get through the material. That is a difficult one. You can't stay too long at one question. Underline the key points if possible. If you can't write on a page, jot quick notes on other piece of paper. At the end of each paragraph, mentally recap the point of the paragraph. Mentally, that means you think if it's the correct paragraph that you used. Number 4, in each question, look for references in paragraphs or lines. If the question says in the second paragraph or line 15, go to that spot and find the answer. Alright, number 5. Multiple choice questions. Look for the answers that paraphrase the text. That means that it describes the text. Often such answers are correct. Number 6, the last one. Eliminate obvious incorrect answers. Then focus on the possible answers and seek evidence from the text. Right, sometimes you can obviously see that some questions are not going to fit. Then you just look for the other answers. Okay, good. Page over. We go to visual text. That means we have to look at the advertisement and ask the questions on it. Right. Here you must immediately see there are 2 advertisements. Number 1 is this one, number 2 is this one. So you handle the questions according to that. For example, the first one. What is the title of the first advertisement? That one is obvious. If you go back, you will see kinderstories. Second one, noem al die voorbeelde van boelie wat op die advertensie 2 genoem word. Now you must go to advertisement number 2. And here you see the different types of bullying that you get. Right. Number 3, you might think it's very funny, but it is not, as they say, in which language is the stories written. And as you are writing Afrikaans paper, obviously it must be Afrikaans. Number 4 is our own answer question. Here you must just think carefully and think to write in proper Afrikaans. I know it's difficult because you are not Afrikaans speakers, but try as hard as you can. Go to the next question, the last one of that one. Okay. This one, how many, hoeveel kost die story in advertensie 1? Advertisement 1 again, how much does it cost? Then you look for a price in rand, it's 50 rand, 55 rand per month. Okay, second one. This one can be confusing for some, it's graphs. You must distinguish between two things first. The one, the light colored gray, is in 2018. The other one is in 2019. These dates are the dates of the investigations about first one, dronk bestuur, that's drunk driving. Roekelose bestuur, that is reckless driving. Next one, vehicles that's not lawfully on the road. And the next one is vehicles that are in a very bad condition. Okay, let's begin. Hoeveel voertuie was onwettig op die pad in 2018? Now you go and look for the key phrase. You see the onwettig. And then you look at the second one, 2018. And then you see the answer, 2018's block. Okay. Name 3 transgressions. You already saw them. The first one is dronk bestuur, roekelose bestuur, voertuie wat onwettig op die pad is, voertuie wat in 'n swak toestand is. So you'll know them. Okay. Put that over. Right. Question 3. Which transgression has the highest totals? There you just go to look at the highest number there in the graph. Which years did the thing take place? And that is in 2018 and 2019. You saw it from the beginning. Number 5 had a bit of a problem. Not one of the answers are correct. The actual answer is 1358. Right. Number 6, also your own question. Try to write in the best Afrikaans that you can. Okay. That is finished with your visual and your comprehension test. Now we come to byvoeglike naamwoorde, adjectives. Right. That is to describe not a person, it describes a thing, an object. Right. Like you say it's a mooi meisie, so the object is a meisie and the adjective will be mooi. I'll give you some some things. Meneer Stein is die kwaaiste meneer. That means he's very, very strict. So it's a strict person. This one is a mooi hond, that is the object. It's a groen veld, is it adjective object. A pink romeis describe the object. Romeis ou fiets describe the object. And if you get a question like this one you can use your own discretion. Die swart hond, hardloop vinnig weg, or you can ride the blue dog, or the large dog, or the small dog, all of them will fit in there. Die meisie se rok is mooi, or you can give the color of the dress. Ek het 'n dierboek gekoop, of ek het 'n groot boek gekoop, of ek het 'n klein boek gekoop. All of them fit with the object. My oom ry 'n nuwe fiets. That to tell you the bicycle is new, or you can say an old bicycle or red bicycle, and those will all help. The next one, this one is called bywoorde. To help you with this, here we have an insert that we can use. Okay, bywoorde, it's an adverb. It tells us more about the werkwoord, it tells us more about the verb. And if you can remember, a verb is a doing word. So staan stil, slaan, skop. Right, now you have 3 of them, adverbs. Tyd, plek en wyse. Tyd, plek en wyse. In English, it is a when, the plek is a where, and the wyse is how. This is like the first one, about time. If you look at the example here, jy werk hard op maandag. So that is a time that you're working. Is maandag, dinsdag, gister, môre, all those. This one, where you're working in the garden, jy loop in die skool rond, jy beklei in die klaskamer. Last one is how you are working. Jy ry vandag met jou fiets, that is fast. Then jy loop stadig klas toe, that is how you are walking to class, and that's very slow. So this one will give you the idea of what adverbs are. Remember them. If you can say when, it is time, that is tyd. Where, that is a place, plek, bywoord van plek. The next one, how it happens, it is wyse, that is how it happens. Okay, let's go back to the paper. Here is also description, but I think the other one will give you more of an idea what happens. For example, this one. Which one is it? Ek gaan net op Dinsdag skool toe. Dinsdag is a time, so it will be a bywoord van tyd. Ek sal jou by die huis sien. By die huis, that is a plek. A house is a place. So it is a bywoord van plek. Next one. Die kat klim in die boom. So where is he? He's in the tree. So it's also plek. Die meisie het baie vinnig gehardloop. That is how fast did she run? And that is a bywoord van wyse. Last one. My broer sit heeldag in die huis. Where did he sit? So obviously it's place. Next one. We go to soorte sinne, types of sentences. Okay, here's just a nice one to help you with it. Sinne, that means you get different sentences. If you just get a normal sentence with a full stop, as jy 'n gewone sin, dan kry jy 'n stelsin. That is a statement. Stelsin, dis 'n statement. Dis ek loop huis toe. Ek ry met my fiets. All those normal sentences. Alright. The second one, you see it starts with a question mark. When you see a question mark, obviously it will be a vraagsin, a question sentence. Right. Uitroepteken, there you see exclamation mark. Sorry, I'm here 3. Uitroep, and you get a exclamation mark. Right. That one is for terms like if you stub your toe on a step, you'll see eina. That means you are busy calling out and you say, hey, I am in pain. Right. Next one is bevelsen. That one usually goes with two things. First one is the exclamation mark, and the second one you have also the exclamation marks. Let me tell you, that is this one and another one. You see them. So if those three are present, it is obviously command, uitroep, teken, bevelsin. So they have three exclamation mark and then the two other marks. Okay, stelsin. This is just something that gives you a fact. Sentence that states something or gives a fact. Vraagsin. They ask you, we said already that it's a question with a question mark. Right. Bevelsin tells you what to do. If a teacher tells in your class, bly stil, sit stil, moenie raas nie, moenie rondloop nie. So you get an exclamation mark and then for the direct speech. Right, uitroepsin, that is how you feel. If you see, ek is nou baie kwaad, that tells you it. Now you are accent. Right, of eina, of moenie so met my praat nie. And then you get the exclamation mark. Right, this is just a nice way of putting it. Okay, here they also tell you the types of sentences. There's a stelsin, vraagsin, bevelsin, uitroepsin. I've told you what to do. The first one is just the examples. This one has a question mark, so obviously it will be a vraagsin. Ek het gister by die huis gebly, that's just a normal sentence, is a stelsin. Hou op my pla, that you go to uitroepsin. Dit is lekker by die see. That one is a normal sentence. Right. Here you must just write your own sentences on the end. As a stelsin en 'n uitroepsin. You'll see here's a little bit of a mistake here. And that is skryf nou. Die eie vir jou eie groep uitroepsin weer. Okay. Then we go to number next. This one, I think, just after we've been born, we already had to do it. Synonyms, synonieme. Those are words with the same meaning. So remember, the word starts with a S. That means it's same meaning. S, same meaning. So I'll say it for you. Same. Antonieme. In Afrikaans we say anders. That means it's a different meaning. Okay. So synonyms, same meaning. Antonyms, words with the opposite meaning. There are a lot of examples here. For example, bly is gelukkig, dom is onnozel, praat is gesels, verniet is gratis, soen is kus, that means kissing, present in 'n geskenk, mooi en pragtig, familie en gesin. Remember, same synonyms. Antonieme is 'n woord wat die teenoorgestelde betekenis opposites. Snags, that means at night, is bedags. Mooi, lelik, geboorte, sterfte, that means you are born and you die. Vyand en vriend, that's your enemy and your friend. 'n reus en 'n dwerg. 'n reus is very big, 'n dwarf is very small. Moeg, that is you are tired, uitgerust and you are well rested. Soet en suur, Sweet and sour, you know those ugly sweets that are so sour. Netjies en slordig. Right. Here is just something to help you with practice. If you look at the word for spot, and you go this side, and you see which one you think will fit the best. So we have the word for spot, and then you find the cinnamon long, that means it's stretched. Pad is a straat, you're walking in the road or in the street. Is gelukkig, that one, jy is bly. Kyk, that is when you are seeing something, and there it is, sien, gou, that is immediately, it's fast. As jy praat, as jy besig om te gesels. So if I tell you in the classroom to stop speaking and I say moenie ophou gesels nie, then you know. A meisie, oh, that one is a dogter. Right. The last one, yslik. It's not about the cold ice, it's because it is big, so it's groot. So we can say biggie is yslik, that means hy's groot. Right, end of that. Abbreviations. Right, list of abbreviations. This one is actually a bit of a difficult one because you must know them by heart. Asseblief is ASB, meneer is MNR, mevrou is MEV, Sondag is son, maandag is MA, dinsdag is DI, woensdag is WO, donderdag is DO, vrydag is VR, saterdag is SA, Januarie is JAN, Februarie is FEB, Maart is MRT, April is APR, go further, April is APR, May, that one is one of the strange ones, it doesn't have an abbreviation, it stays the same, May, Juni, Julie, Augustus, September, October, November, and last one is December. Now, you will see there's one thing after each abbreviation, and that is a full stop. You will see it after each and every abbreviation, there is a full stop. Right. So if we go to the questions, asseblief, you already know it's ASB, November. You can look there as NOV, Afrikaans is AFR, meneer is MNR, woensdag is, you can look at here, you see it's, sorry, let's move it down, it's VO, and May, that is the catch one, because it stays exactly the same, May. Okay. Right, yeah, ek sal nou dat is exactly the last one.